I remember this one time when my mom and dad were looking for a new house because they wanted to move. Our house was sold before we were able to, so we ended up living with my grandma in her house. 2 stories, a balcony that overlooked the living room, and a pool in the backyard. My brother and I absolutely loved that house, and we have had many memories from it. I lived there with my mom and dad and my brothers and sister and my Uncle John and Uncle Joey and all my mom's brothers and sisters. But about 10 years ago, my Uncle Joey died in a car accident. He was driving way too fast and he lost control and flipped his truck. His friend who was in the car with him was alright. Well, maybe not alright, but alive. My uncle was in the Marines, although at the time I was too little to understand what he specifically did for them. I was only about 5 when the wreck happened, so I don't remember a lot, but I do remember some. I remember going to his funeral and the 21-gun salute, and my best friend keeping me company throughout the entire thing. I remember he would play Barbies with my cousin and I. We would ask if he would pretend because nobody else wanted to, and he was always more than happy to oblige. It sounds funny, a 25-year-old playing Barbies with a 5 and 3-year-old, but it was always more fun than you could imagine. This other time he was in his bathroom upstairs brushing his teeth with the water running. When I walked in there, he was squeezing the red, white, and blue toothpaste on his toothbrush, and at the time I was fascinated by the adult world and the thought of being a big kid. I asked so many questions, probably too many to be honest. I was mesmerized by the idea of being able to go to work and drive a car, owning a house and having money and freedom, and of course not having to take naps. But I mean, what little kid doesn't dream to grow up as fast as they can to be an adult? Even being able to use mint toothpaste like he was using sounded cool to me. I was used to Bear in the Big Blue House or Little Bear bubblegum flavored toothpaste, which by my standards tasted fantastic, but was very childish compared to what the grown-ups used. So that day I looked up to him and asked, "Is it hot?" And he looked down at me and asked, "Is what hot, the water?" "No, is the toothpaste hot?" By hot I meant minty, but I didn't quite know what that meant. He just kind of laughed and said, "No, not really." Well, naive little me then asked, "Well, what about when you put it in your mouth?" Again he just kind of laughed and said, "A little," and went back to brushing his teeth. I think he was just trying to tell me what I wanted to hear. I don't remember much about him at all. 5 years of just living and being around, not really knowing someone, isn't really enough time to create any extreme memories. But that one memory with the toothpaste and the running water is so vivid. It's like it was yesterday. Except for the fact I was a couple feet shorter. I remember what he looked like and what he was wearing. I don't remember why that's something I've remembered. It's possibly one of the most pointless things I could remember, but I'm glad I do. To this very day, I would not trade that memory for anything, and every time I'm asked to tell or write about a memory, that's one of the first one that comes to mind. I barely knew him, but I know he was the best uncle ever. I've heard that all the best memories are made of family. I've never doubted that.